Good evening and welcome into Estadio Ciudad in Santiago del Estero in north-central Argentina for Game 2 of the quarterfinal series between Group B winner Quimsa of Argentina and Group A runner-up Real Estelí of Nicaragua. Alongside Andrew Hunt, I'm Craig Fada, and we're so glad you can be with us tonight, wherever you're watching from around the Americas or around the world. Welcome into our viewers in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel. Andrew, Quimsa pounded Real Estelí 98-68 on their home floor on Wednesday, but if the last 2 days have taught us anything, you can absolutely throw out what's happened in previous games in the series in this tournament.
Man, I feel like it's been months since we watched these two teams. There's been so much action in between then and now, Craig. Something else I feel is of interest and a bit of a teaser for our later game. Both those teams have point guards that just joined in the quarters. Yeah, there's some trivia coming up for you.
Yep.
So Stoll for Halcones and Matthews for Nacional. Neither had stellar play in Game 1, and both are point guards. Both exploded in Game 2. Who do we see that fits that mold for Real Estelí?
That would be Kalen Lucas. Oh, I like where you're going with this, Andrew.
That's right. 8 points, 4 assists in Game 1. Not a bad stat line, but you know a player of his talent and experience is capable of more, and we might see it tonight.
And don't forget, Paul Stoll was semi-quiet in his first game with Halcones. So, yeah. Well, look at you doing the deep dive. Excellent job, my friend. Well, Quimsa dominated most statistical categories in Game 1, but the ones that stood out to me were a 58-36 advantage on points in the paint. Quimsa's bench outscored Estelí's 46-18. Quimsa shot 56% from the field, while Real Estelí shot just 36%, and that includes Quimsa shooting 71% from two-point range, and Estelí shooting a miserable 16% from three-point range. Andrew, Real Estelí is going to have to flip most, if not all of those numbers, if they're going to pull off the upset tonight and force a Game 3.
Right. Some of that stuff offensively is just mindset and execution. Can I get better shots and just, be prepared to make the shots when I get good ones? On the defensive side of things, trying to bring down Quimsa a little bit, we'll see, was it more of a fluke that they just had a really good game, or are there some things that maybe could be done defensively to make them not so great tonight? That's Real Estelí making Quimsa not so great statistically.
We got to look at Real Estelí starters: Terrell Holloway, Emmett Williams, Josue Eraso, Jared Ruiz, and Ismael Romero. Kalen Lucas coming off the bench for David Rosario. Quimsa had 7 players scoring in double figures in Game 1, led by Sebastian Acevedo with 15 points. Andrew, how can Estelí slow down an offense that spreads the scoring so effectively?
Yeah, that's a tough one, because that's really, to me, what makes Quimsa kind of unique in this tournament is I think they really spread around, I think, better than the teams we've seen. They'd have to really do another deep dive in the statistics, but to me it's almost easier if I have 1 or 2 guys that I really need to stop and let the rest of the team try to beat me, as it were. That's an easier thing for me to do defensively. The one thing that I will say, just in general, and I've preached this throughout the tournament, if a team is beating me on offense, I want to make sure I limit how many second chances they have at points. So whether they have one or two guys that are good or all five guys can score, I want to limit their opportunities. So that comes from getting all the defensive rebounds, limiting turnovers, so that they have another chance to score where I could have had a possession. Those are big ones on a turnover. I had a chance at 1 or 2 points, and now I'm giving up a chance to 1 or 2 more points, or even 3. So that can be anywhere from a 1 to 6 point swing in those situations. So those are the things that I always look for in general to try and stop a team offensively.
Just saw the starting lineup for Quimsa, same one as earlier this week. For Leandro Ramea, Juan Brasino, Brandon Robinson, Emiliano Basabe, Julian Barrios Ramirez, and Tyvek Galitzi. Emmett Williams and Ismael Romero were particularly effective for Real Estelí, scoring 17 and 16 points respectively. But Estelí is going to have to get more out of Terrell Holloway, who scored just 9 points in Game 1. One more game tonight after this one, Game 3 between Halcones and Nacional. Halcones forced Game 3 after an insane double overtime win last night. After 90 minutes of basketball across 2 games, Halcones and Nacional are dead even as far as points go. You will not want to miss that one. That is coming up after this one, and we will bring it to you live from Salapa. Our officials tonight for this game, Andres Bartel of Uruguay, Daniel Garcia of Venezuela, and Alan dos Santos of Brazil. Ball is in the air, and we are underway. Tipped out of bounds, and it'll be Quimsa ball in their red uniforms, trimmed in blue, and Real Estelí in white, trimmed in red.
My quick prediction for Game 2 tonight, that if you're watching this game, you'll hear before game time, is that I think the game will be decided by more than 1 point. That's what I got.
You are spot on with those predictions. I particularly like the one the other night, or it might have been last night, where you said the team with more points at the end of the game was going to win.
It's hard for me to take credit for that. I got to throw that back to John Madden, one of the goats of broadcasting, RIP. But that's really a throwback to him. I'm only here because of his greatness.
Brasino misses the three-point attempt. A 45% three-point shooter misses his first effort. And Estelí back the other way. That one falls in. Terrell Holloway gets off quickly.
That one wasn't sure if it wanted to go in. I had to think about it.
Yeah, I had to tour the neighborhood a couple times.
I do the same thing at McDonald's sometimes. Do I really want to go in here?
Go through the drive-thru a couple times. I'm not sure I want to order.
Is the ice cream machine, is it working?
Yeah. We pointed out that Kalen Lucas was going to be coming off the bench for Real Estelí in this game in the starting lineup. In his place, Jared Ruiz. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in Game 1 against Quimsa. Scored that bucket as Terrell Holloway will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. He's an 85% three-point, free throw shooter. First foul on Juan Brasino. Free throw is good. Another triple. That one by Brandon Robinson.
You could see there was a mix-up on defense on that one. Holloway looks like he was hollering for somebody to pick up his man. Never leave the ball open. That's a...
Again from the corner, three-pointer. My goodness. Brandon Robinson back-to-back trays, and he's got 6 now.
Never leave the ball or Brandon Robinson open.
Excellent advice.
He on that second shot he made, I wouldn't call that exactly open. I wouldn't say he was defended well either, but there was at least somebody near him with a hand up.
Brasino now from the right elbow. Missed, and Fabian Barrios Ramirez was upset. He was waving his arms beyond that three-point line on the left wing. Actually, that was Emiliano Basabe. And now a turnover by a Real Estelí. Hard to pass up an open 15-footer. I'm not sure what Basabe was that upset about. I mean, it's not like he shot that ball in traffic. Brasino swings it around. Gets it inside to Galizzi. Off the glass. No good. Driving layup is good for Ismael Romero. And the big Cuban will go to the free throw line, where he is a 44.7% free throw shooter.
Ooh.
Exactly 7 minutes to play first quarter. And Andrew, we're going to have to start thinking about tournament MVP. Lucas Diaz was hands down the favorite for that, but can you still give it to him after his team was eliminated in the quarters?
Well, it's tough because he's going to be out. What, one or the other teams will have one or two more series if they play in the championship to kind of put together their resume, as it were. And
I know a guy like
I don't know.
Eric Anderson doesn't score as many points as Galizzi gets blocked inside, but he had 2 double-doubles in back-to-back games in the quarters as Romero swoops in. And Ismael Romero may be a guy, if Real Estelí manages to advance, that could be in that conversation, averaging 18.3 points per game. That's good for third in the tournament. 8.9 rebounds per game. That's good for fourth. Now, Eric Anderson.
Franklin Hassel.
Yeah, Franklin
like
Hassel, I think he has to be in that conversation. A double-double guy every time. Great leadership. How about if Halcones advances? Oh, that three-pointer up and good. Jared Ruiz.
Halcones, we got. I don't know if Maho Basic. Of course, I'm thinking of the big men. That's who I'm going to gravitate towards. But
I mean, maybe Jordan Glenn. Paul Stoll hasn't been around long enough, but
he was definitely MVP yesterday.
Hitting that three-pointer at the end of the game in double overtime to win it. That bucket will not count, as it is a shot clock violation. And it stays 13-9.
Well, and then what about, is it Jordan Williams?
Yeah, Jordan Williams.
Yeah, he had some clutch baskets. Why am I forgetting if he was on, is he Nacional or Halcones? I can't, I feel like I have a jersey in my head from last night.
He's not on Halcones.
I'm consulting the stats. Now I'm wondering if I'm even thinking of the right game.
Yeah, we've done so many games this week with the same teams.
I feel like I could put you a hell of a team together. I could just I could do an all tournament team for sure. Give me a 6-man too.
Jordan Williams is on Hebraica? Yeah, Jordan Williams is on Hebraica Maccabi. He's 15.9.
Yeah, that's the right guy. That's right.
He put up 12, 17, and 18 in the quarters against Franca.
Yeah, that's what it was. He went off in the third game because in the second game, they were unbelievable from 2. Didn't hit many threes, except for Garcia, Garcia's really the only reason they had a respectable three-point shooting percentage. He made like 3 for 3 in the second half or something like that.
Right.
And then in the third game, they flipped it and were like 70% from 3 or something like that. And Jordan Williams was a big reason. Garcia was a pretty good reason. And then I can see the guy, but I can't think of his name right now because it's not Garcia. It's the other one. Perotti. Perotti was hitting 4 foot behind the 3, like 4 or 5 of them.
Quimsa now back to within 2. Another three-pointer.
Yeah, let's get back to the
Brandon
game.
Robinson. He is 3 of 4 from the arc. Jared Ruiz commits his first foul.
Man, Brandon Robinson having a heck of a first quarter.
Yeah, he is. Emmett Williams sits down. Presumably, we will see Kalen Lucas come on. Yeah, I just want to get back to that discussion. One more brief moment. Luciano Perotti, 12.7 points per game. Not gaudy by any stretch of the imagination, but averaging 6.8 assists per game. And he had 26 in that game against Franca. 6 of 8 from three-point range. Scored in double figures 4 of his 7 games. I don't know. I think the MVP race is wide open. We'll have to see what happens in the semis and the finals, I think. Holloway step back three.
I got away from, too, because I started naming off players. The other thing is, too, is, I mean, how much, this is kind of a personal question for whoever's doing the decision-making here. How much is winning? To me, I could take a guy that has not as great stats, but wins. But then I also see the argument, as some people say, who is the guy that, like, that team, which to me, Hassel is kind of this guy. Without Hassel, does his team do what they do? Even win or lose, if they lose in the next round or in the championship, I bet he's still going to be a reason why they're in the game, you know? So he is the most valuable player for that team, but yeah, maybe you need to win in order to.
I love that argument. I do. And that, honestly, that's kind of why I lean to Eric Anderson as well. He doesn't have quite the point totals, but his rebounding and his leadership, we saw last night in particular. Granted, it was in a losing effort, but he's not the captain of that team, but we knew who was in charge on the floor for Nacional.
Right. Always getting his team together and talking about what was next and everything like that.
But yeah, I think at this point, it's a wide open conversation. Getting back to it though, is Lucas Diaz out of that conversation? I don't think he is. I think he was just too good in the tournament to say he was out of it, and it's not like Franca didn't perform offensively in the 2 losses. They scored 96 and 94 points.
Which is, when you asked that was what originally prompted my question of, do you have to win to be the MVP? If your answer is yes, well, then obviously he's out. If your answer is not necessarily, then yeah, he's definitely still in the conversation of, you know, better players. And he put up pretty good numbers in the last loss that actually got them out. So wouldn't say it was because of him necessarily that they lost. Not
and
like he had a goose egg.
He was top 3 in both scoring and rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty finished there for Emmett Williams, who's back in. On the floor for Estelí, Tony Bishop Jr., Josue Arasso, Francisco Garth, Kalen Lucas, and Emmett Williams. And if I sound a little incredulous that Francisco Garth is on the floor, it's because he has not played very much in this tournament. He had 9 minutes against Quimsa in game 1, but prior to that, he has not seen much action.
So you are incredulous.
I am incredulous. Maybe it's an early birthday present from David Rosario. He turns 25 on March 14th. But probably not. Tony Bishop Jr., his second game, the Panamanian American born in Dallas. He played 22 minutes in his debut with Estelí against Quimsa. Did not score. He was 0 of 6 from the floor, but he did pull down 6 rebounds. Kalen Lucas, as we mentioned, on the floor now, the Michigan State standout. He had 8 points, 4 assists, 2 steals in his debut with Estelí in game 1. Three from the corner missed for Tony Bishop Jr. One more note about that shot from Paul Stoll last night. Prior to hitting that three-pointer at the end of the second overtime, he was previously 2 of 11 from three-point range. He was also 2 of 11 overall. He has not shot a two-pointer.
He's not a big guy. He's not of a tall stature. I don't expect him to get in with the tall trees too much.
Galizzi hits the jumper. And that's Quimsa's first lead since they were up 3-2. Estelí's biggest lead was 5. Just a few moments ago with 2:01 to play in this first quarter. Alongside Andrew Hunt, I'm Craig Fada. Thanks so much for joining us. First of 2 games tonight. Up next, Game 3 between Nacional and Halcones de Salapa, live from Salapa. 8:10 p.m. local time, 10:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You doing all right with the time change? Did you need some extra coffee today? At least here in the U.S., the time change?
I don't really feel like I'm saving much daylight, Craig.
Galizzi hits the free throw and gets his first rest as Quimsa now builds a 4-point lead.
I think actually today was the first time in a long time I wasn't following. For whatever reason, I didn't realize that was today. So I went to bed at a pretty reasonable time, just thinking, normal day. Wake up the next morning, doesn't seem, I just think that it was a little later than I would normally wake up, but I was just like, you were tired, And then on the news, they were talking about it in the morning, the Sunday morning news programs, and I'm like, oh, all right.
That bucket by Francisco Garth for Real Estelí just doubled his point total for the tournament. Three-pointer up and good. Ismael Romero. Oh, beg your pardon. That was Tony Bishop Jr. So he's got his first points in a Real Estelí uniform, and it's 21-20. Real Estelí back on top. The give underneath from Barrios Ramirez. Dropped and turned over. Ruiz from 15, a little too strong. Rebound, Ramirez. Oh, the pass a little bit too far for Federico Zesular. Well, Andrew, these teams should be well rested. Game 1 was Tuesday, I believe. Wednesday.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier. I don't remember.
But you're right, it does feel like it was.
Yeah, so much has happened.
Like it was several weeks between game 1 and game 2 of this. I felt the same way between Halcones and Nacional last night. Speaking of fatigue, we'll talk about that later. You had guys playing over 40 minutes.
Don't spoil too much. Eric. Come on.
Oh, we got to tease everybody to bring them into that game.
Okay, all right.
Foul on Bruno Sansimoni.
I have a musical reference for our pregame conversation too. So,
okay, are you going to tease us with that?
That's what I just did. Yeah, I just did.
Oh, the tease was that.
You have been
so
teased.
We have to stick around to see what the musical reference is going to be. Okay, I got you.
Right. I wonder if
text it to me,
No, it's I had you in mind actually. I think you were the main person I thought would appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll think of a hint.
I think I got it.
You won't know. You don't got it.
Does it have to do with a certain bespectacled English piano player?
No. I was trying to see if I could play games with you, but no.
So it's not I'm still standing.
Right. Yeah. No, it's pretty. The topic that I'm referencing is pretty. What you wouldn't expect it. It's kind of out of left field. And then also the artist. Artist is not out of left field. Artist is huge, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll think of a hint. I hate doing hints because sometimes I feel like my hints are too good, and it's obvious what I'm talking about.
Give it away.
I want the hint to be obvious when you know, and you're like, "Oh, that was the hint. That makes sense." But I don't want you to get it from the hint. So, yeah.
Well, we've got a pretty good one brewing here. Real Estelí up by 1, playing for their playoff lives tonight. As Ismael Romero commits the foul. Actually, did they give that to Federico Zesular? Yes. I saw Romero raise his hand when the camera cut to him. I thought he was acknowledging the foul call, but it was on Federico Zesular. Zesular had himself a pretty nice game in Game 1. 10 points, 2 boards. More than doubling his per-game average. Yes. He got up a couple times.
I like Zesular.
Reminds you of just a couple inches shorter version of yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. Your memory may not be great.
Oh, speaking of Zesular getting up, does not complete the dunk there. Foul is on Bartel Lopez, another lightly used player by David Rosario. And actually, that was Eduardo Vasirani that went up and got blocked, not Federico Zesular. So Vasirani, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, make it 6 of 7. With 3.4 to play in this first quarter. Bartel Lopez, to this point, he played 4 minutes in the first game against Quimsa. He had 2 rebounds. He's played in 5 games, only had 1 point in the tournament. 3 on the way, wide right, and the first quarter comes to an end with a Real Estelí up by 1, 25-24. We have a Game 3 brewing in this series. Looks like it. There we look at the shooting numbers on this one. Nothing standing out for either team. Quimsa 50% from three-point range. For Quimsa, Brandon Robinson, he hit those 3 three-pointers early. He's got 9 points. Bruno Sansimoni 2, Vasirani 2, Basabe 2, Tayebe Galitzi 6. Fabian Ramirez 3 points, 3 rebounds already. For Real Estelí, Tony Bishop Jr. 3 points, Francisco Garth 2, Terrell Holloway 4, Kalen Lucas 4, Josue Arasso 1, Ismael Romero 5. Romero also with 3 rebounds. Jared Ruiz 4 points, and Emmett Williams with 2. We saw a shot of a young lady just a moment ago having some mate. Wouldn't mind getting back down to South America and enjoying some of that.
That's not water, correct?
No, it's kind of a tea. According to the Google, it's made by steeping dried leaves from the yerba mate plant in hot water. It can be served cold or hot. Like black or green tea, it has caffeine, which can make you feel more alert and focused. That brought to you by
probably a
the
good drink for Yeah, probably a good. I don't think they're
For weary
pulling the mention.
broadcasters.
Yeah, on the daylight savings time day. Yeah.
Yeah. Hanger by Holloway won't
But
go.
this is the time
Here
we're spending the daylight, right? We saved it, and now we're spending it. Now,
I think we save it in the morning and spend it in the evening as Quimsa goes back on top by now 26-25. Somebody wanted a foul. You could hear the yell for and one as Ismael Romero puts Estelí back on top. Romero now with 7. That three-pointer is up and good. Well, Bruno Sansimoni as Terrell Holloway goes down hard following the drive.
this is a interesting street ball 101 that you'll want to know in your travels for when you play street ball. Maybe not you specifically, but the royal you is most of the time in my experience. Most of the time in my experience, and one is not a foul call. It is something you say after probably getting a foul but making the basket. So just be aware, if you're going to street ball, you may want to check with the local crowd to see if you expect to get a foul when you say and one. You might want to make sure that's how they feel about it, because they might tell you that's not the same as calling foul. And one. And one is more of what the youth call a flex. You're flexing. So this is street ball 101 with Andrew Hunt.
Emmett Williams said he cleared out with that off arm. It was a dynamic basket, but the officials wave it off. As you see the 12-4 advantage for Real Estelí. And if my street ball days had not expired due to my advanced age, the 5 back operations I've had in the last 5 months certainly put an end to that. Sebastian Acevedo gets his first points of the night. He had 15 in the first game against Real Estelí, along with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Now Ismael Romero again. He's got 9.
He is eating.
Sansimoni feeds Esserani down low. He draws the foul. Foul's going to be on Francisco Garth. Again, a little surprised that Garth back in the game, already 5 minutes and 41 seconds of game time. But maybe David Rosario sees something. Maybe he's just doing it to do something a little different to try to extend to a game 3. Sirani now with 4, and the lead is 4 for Quimsa.
Coach is going to coach.
They are. Kalen Lucas now with 6. He's already near to his 8 points that he had in game 1 in his debut. Oh, beautiful pass, but he couldn't finish. Federico Zesular unable to complete the reverse. Now Kalen Lucas on the drive, protects the ball, goes off the square and in. And now Kalen Lucas with 8. Oh, Zesular elevates again, can't finish, but Vassirani is there for the putback.
I know it's only second quarter, so maybe not the time.
Ismael Romero.
Yeah, somebody denied Romero that snack. I said he was eating earlier.
Brendan Robinson
Somebody
fouled
knocked
on the
the
three-pointer.
fork out of his
That's
hand.
going to be on Josue Arasso. I'll go back and see who had that block. That was Federico Zesular, your guy. He went up
Yeah.
and blocked the big man. So Robinson will have 3 free throws here. He's an 86% free throw shooter on the tournament. He has not attempted one tonight.
What I was going to say is I mentioned that I thought Kalen Lucas would break out. Well, again, only second quarter, but he had 8 points in the first game. He has 8 points right now. So I think it's safe to say, I mean, unless he scores 0 points the rest of the game, which I'm going to knock on wood. I don't want to jinx a guy, okay? But, yeah, just my analysis is flawless, just basically. Now, will that be the difference maker is the question.
Robinson hits the second free throw to make the lead 4. That matches Quimsa's biggest lead, and with one more free throw, he can match the biggest lead of the game for either team. But of course, I jinxed him there. I don't believe in that, by the way, the broadcaster jinx.
Same. Even though I just knocked on wood, that's just for show.
Holloway from the corner, he hits the three-pointer. And Real Estelí back to within 1, 37-36. 6.5 minutes to play second quarter alongside Andrew Hunt. My name is Craig Fada. His name is Brandon Robinson. And he did not make that three-pointer, unfortunately. Pass intercepted by Vestirani, yeah. Big welcome into all our viewers in the USA on the FanDuel TV platform, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL America's YouTube channel.
All right, some key terms and definitions here. This is one I run into a lot. Robinson was on the right side of the ball where it looks like they're about to, I thought they were going to take the ball out of there, but Holloway was standing. Yeah, you see him here. This is where he was, on the right side. He was open when they had the ball on the, what we call the left wing. Now, so I said you want to swing the ball to him. That means there was a person on the right side, and then Robinson was all the way in the corner. We wanted to real quick swing that ball, and they did not. They took a minute. They looked down low. Then they passed to the right, and the person on the right kind of dribbled, and then finally got the ball to Robinson. Had they real quick swung to him, his defender was in the middle of the paint. There is no way he's recovering in time to get out to that shot, and that's a high percentage shot for a guy that shoots that shot and has made that shot already in this game multiple times. So, and the thing too for definitions, that's a swing. A skip would be if I bypassed the guy in the middle and passed it right to Robinson.
Yeah,
which
just
is not,
threw it over everybody into the corner.
Yeah, which you think sounds like it's faster, but in all reality, most of the time I'm a fan of the swing because I can do a chest pass that's very fast, and then boom, boom, as I catch it, do another chest pass. It's not a high looping pass that somebody can tip out and get on defense. So
yeah.
I should go do some science and actually time the passes, because I'd be willing to bet, it's similar if you're a multi-sport fan. The cutoff man in baseball.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
If the defender in the paint, if you swing it, the defender in the paint may run out at the cutoff man, as it were. And then another pass into the corner, he's got no chance. But if you skip it, the defender in the paint may have a chance to run under it, and as you said, tip it out. So that may be why
unless I'm all
swing to the skip.
If I'm all messed up on defense, you are right. In that scenario, Robinson's man was the one in the paint, and no matter where that ball goes to the right side, he should be running out, because you're either in your basic man principles, your next pass away. So if the pass goes out, I need to get to the person I'm defending to be I'm next pass, or if it's going to him, that's my guy with the ball, and I still need to run out there. So in reality, he should be going either way. Yeah, if it's one guy guarding two people, you're absolutely correct that he might have to stop and be like, wait, where do I, am I, I've literally been in that situation. I'm like, well, who's the better shooter? I'll let, whoever just
Yeah,
caught the
run
ball,
out
I'll
of
let them
paint.
shoot because I don't want Robinson getting the ball.
Defensive basketball theory with Andrew Hunt. Back underway, Quimsa leading by 3. 39-36, lob inside, and foul called on Romero.
We could probably put bad in parentheses, bad basketball theory.
No. That'll send Vasarani to the free throw line. Vasarani 4 of 4 in this game.
I sure can't tell you how to play mediocre to average. Don't know if I can tell you how to play great basketball from experience, but I can show you how to be pretty darn average out there for sure.
Well, those who can't do broadcast.
Yeah. Those who can't do coach and those who can't coach broadcast.
There you go. So Vasarani hits 1 of 2. Of course, I jinxed another one, which I, again, don't believe in, but it's happened twice now this game.
I think they're going to make you a believer by the end of this game, Craig.
Possibly. Quimsa by 4. Underneath, and the left-hand finish. Nicely done by Federico Zezular. And now the biggest lead of the game, 42-36. Four assists already for Bruno Sansimone. Kalen Lucas, I beg your pardon, the Jared Ruiz.
And
with the bucket
and you're
there.
seeing here, 3/4 of the way through the first half, Quimsa really spreading out their points. Aside from Robinson, everybody else is, pretty much within that. You got 2, 5, 7, 4, 3, 6, and 2. Those are the point totals for everybody else that has scored besides Robinson. So, kind of living up to that balanced scoring attack.
Yeah. No call on the original defensive play by Acevedo on Holloway. Foul was issued to Romero, so Zezular to the free throw line. He has not attempted one in this game. In the tournament, 3 of 9. I beg your pardon, Romero is going to the free throw line. So the foul was on Zezular. Sorry, I misread that. Romero missed the free throw, and it stays at 42-40.
It's okay, Craig. In broadcasting terms, we'll call that a turnover. And like I said, you can, or maybe 10 a game for broadcasting is not, that's not acceptable. I'll come up with an acceptable number. It's more than one. It's more than one.
I appreciate that. Emmett Williams soars in for the dunk. He's got 4. And now Leandro Romeo wants timeout. Assist from Jared Ruiz, and the stuff from Emmett Williams. A moment ago, Quimsa had a 6-point lead. It's now tied at 42.
And this is what happened the last time. Quimsa just kind of kept going. They didn't really, I don't really remember them going on many streaks. They just they consistently scored, 1 or 2 times after every 4 times down the court or something like that. And I just remember not really. I'd look at the scoreboard and be like, "Wow, they're still in this game," because I wouldn't.
Yeah, they didn't pull away until the third quarter, late in the third quarter. But it started to become unmanageable. And then, of course, they ended up winning by 30.
Yeah, And you just talk about
Reversed
somebody quietly.
by Federico Estelí. Just inside 4.5 minutes to play, second quarter. Game 2 between Real Estelí. You see Jared Ruiz holding Kalen Lucas's hand and pulling him into the right place defensively.
Wow, this is... So I was going back to the stats from the original, or not the original, the first game, because I remembered Williams I thought he'd had a good game, and he was. He was the leading scorer for Real Estelí. And just looking at the stats here, six people scored points for Real Estelí. I don't know if you maybe mentioned that earlier, but that's just kind of shocking to me when the difference between everyone on the roster for Quimsa scoring at least 1 point. Rolfi scored only one. But yeah, up and down the roster and multiple people in double digits. That I know we spoke about, but only 6 guys to score for Estelí. Estelí also didn't score many points, so I mean that's less surprising there. But
tonight they've already got 8 in the scorebook.
That's probably good for them.
Eight have scored for Quimsa in this one as well.
Maybe some more basketball theory there. If you have, I've seen teams that I feel like are successful that only have a couple of guys that score a majority of the points. I think that's okay. The risk you run, though, you just have to understand, kind of like when you live and die by the 3, you might die by it. If one of those 2 guys doesn't really score, you don't necessarily have a guy that can step up. Sometimes those guys are the heroes in a game where they've never scored more than 10 points ever, and they score like 24 in the absence of the star player. But that doesn't happen all the time. So I think I prefer to be like a Quimsa that knows they're getting balanced scoring from a lot of people, because one guy's out, I can just spread that out among 2 or 3 other guys,
You see Galen Lucas battling Bruno Sansimoni, and Sansimoni draws his second foul. It's like having a baseball lineup of 300 hitters, or do you have a bunch of guys who hit 250 and a couple of guys
sluggers
that hit 50 home runs? Yeah.
Right. Great thing in basketball, you can't pitch around anybody. You got to play them.
Right. Three-pointer missed by Kalen Lucas as we're inside 3 minutes to play second quarter. Rolfi in the corner. To Ramirez, he tried the quick pass to, I believe that was Acevedo. And a little bit too much salsa on that one, and it skips out of bounds. So Estelí looking to tie. Both teams have led by 6 in this first half. Ruiz puts up the tray. That rattles out. Oh, but the offensive rebound, Tony Bishop Jr. He's got 5, and we're tied at 44. Now the long three-pointer on the way from Sansimoni, no good. Offensive rebound, Barrios Ramirez. Now Galizzi from 17. That's too strong. Ruiz. Excellent defense by Sansimoni. Ruiz gets it back. And now a timeout after the bucket.
Another interesting one too. I feel like I'm having like visions coming back, because it was so long since we saw these teams play. But I thought, I don't feel like I remember Bishop having a great game. He was 0 for. So the fact that he's producing, good for Estelí as well.
Yep. Yeah, he was 0 for 6 in 22 minutes. He did have 6 rebounds.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that I expect to score some points, even if it's just tough. He's a capable scorer, but even if he's not shooting the basketball, he's big enough guy that I expect to get some offensive rebounds, putbacks, and some little, just those easy kind of backdoor cuts and stuff where his guy helps off and he gets the easy lay-ins. I got to think he's good for 6 or, well, he just scored about 4 of those points in the last minute or 2. So, which is what got me thinking.
Well, Andrew, I just interesting graphic there just a moment ago. Real Estelí, a 26-10 advantage on points in the paint. Now, where have we seen a team that lost by 30 points flip the script and have a massive points in the paint advantage in game 2? Does that sound like Hebraica, Maccabi, and Franca to you?
Yeah,
Maybe
sure
that's
does.
how Real Estelí flips the script in this one.
I would definitely say too that I don't think that anybody would have thought, if you said where was there a bigger gap in talent or where seeding, whatever you want to call it, between Franca and Hebraica Maccabi and Estelí and Quimsa, I think Estelí and Quimsa would have been the more close, people would have said they're more competitive teams.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
Real Estelí, as recently as 3 years ago, reached the finals of this event.
Yeah, so if they can put that kind of efficiency together.
Real Estelí has been in this tournament every year. Hebraica Maccabi, I believe this was their first year, and they took down the defending champs. Quimsa made the semifinals last year, lost to Franca. I remember calling that game. Jumper from the right elbow short, and here comes Quimsa looking back for the lead. Oh, high off the glass with the right hand. Fortunato Rolfi. Man, he's got his first 2.
That's a tough shot. Try doing that on your driveway with not you specifically, Craig, but no defender. Just tuck that off arm kind of in as if there was someone there. You're not even gonna have contact, obviously, and just throw that thing up from, shoot from the hip, high off the glass. That's a tough shot to make, and he's making it over an outstretched arm.
Emiliano Basabe gives Quimsa a 4-point lead with 45 seconds to play in the second quarter. And David Rosario wants timeout. A run here by Quimsa at the end of the second quarter. David Rosario animated in this huddle. Couldn't quite see who he was getting after. I think that was Jared Ruiz. No, it wasn't Ruiz. We're drawing something up for Josue Arazo. There you get another look at somebody drinking some mate. And to look at the reverse bucket by Tony Bishop Jr. Well, I wish we would have gotten one more look at that huddle to see who David Rosario was getting after in that timeout. We had a spill. Last night we had a leak. Tonight it's a flat-out spill. Was that in the Halcones game, or was that Hebraica Franca? That was Nacional Halcones, where we had the leak in the roof. Here it appears to be a spill, maybe a bottle of water or something.
Craig, I know no difference between the games. All of the teams are blending. I think
You'll get
we're
that
in
after
about
a third
the
of it.
14th quarter,
This is your first experience with this. I've been doing these tournaments since 2015, and you are absolutely not wrong. There have been events where I've done the men's and the women's in back-to-back weeks at the same site, or doing a men's tournament, flying to another location and starting another men's tournament the next day, and you're basically doing games 14 out of 16 days or something like that. It's unbelievable.
I think it's awesome because growing up in the States, we had cable, but not, my parents weren't sports fans, and I didn't have cable in my room, so I had a TV in there, but it was just your basic channel. I was there 5, something like that. So I could watch the NBA on certain days. They had the games on basic channels. Yeah, like a Sunday, I think it was Sunday afternoon. There's usually like a doubleheader, so I was pretty excited about that.
On network
you got
TV,
to see,
yep.
Got to see some college games, especially near March with the tournament.
On Saturdays.
But now, you mentioned in our open all of the different ways you can watch this. One would be on YouTube. If I'm the same age as little me that used to watch all the games and loved to watch basketball, I could go on YouTube and watch all these games and have extra basketball to watch. I just think that's awesome, and I think I would have really ate that up as a kid watching, because I literally would watch if there was basketball on a TV, I'd watch it, and then I'd be playing my basketball video games when I wasn't watching basketball on TV. So, and playing in my driveway if it was warm enough and light out enough. Thank you, daylight savings time.
Francisco Garth hits the three-pointer. He was previously 0 for 3 on the tournament. Got Real Estelí back to within 1, and they are going to hold for the final possession with a chance to take the lead. Romero swoops in with the left hand and scores. And Quimsa was unable to get the ball and get it in bounds to, I don't know, the clock kept running. A little home cooking here. Actually, we're in Quimsa. we're on Quimsa's home floor, so
they look over the score clock like, "Hey, turn it off." You get the ball.
So Quimsa didn't even get the ball in bounds, and so Real Estelí will take a 51-50 lead into halftime. And Halen loves that score. As we look at the leading scorers, 51% from the floor overall for Quimsa, 5 of 11 for 45% from three-point range. .6% for Real Estelí, 36% from the three-point line. Quimsa leading the rebounding battle 17-15, 8 turnovers for Estelí, 9 for Quimsa. Individually, Basabe with 4 points, Taiva Kalitsi with 10. He's also got 3 rebounds. Beyond Ramirez, 3 points, 7 rebounds. Fortunato Rolfi, 2 points. Brandon Robinson has 13. Sebastian Acevedo, 2. Bruno Sansimoni, 5 points, 5 assists. Eduardo Vassirani, 7 points, 2 boards. And Federico Zesular, 4 points. For Real Estelí, Josue Arasso, 1 point, 3 rebounds. Francisco Garth, 5. Terrell Holloway, 7. Ismael Romero, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Emmett Williams, 4. Tony Bishop Jr., 7 points, 4 boards. Kalen Lucas, 8 points. And Jared Ruiz, 6 points, 4 assists. And just got some clarification from a FIBA friend that they don't stop the clock after a bucket except in the last 2 minutes of the game by FIBA rules. So that is why it kept running.
Well, yeah.
Team scored 26 points apiece in that second quarter. I know what you're saying.
I didn't know what happened to the ball. So I was like, where'd the ball go?
Well, yeah, that too. But either way, at halftime, Real Estelí leading 51-50. And we are back with second half action live from Estadio Ciudad in Santiago del Estero in just a few moments. Welcome back to Estadio Ciudad in Santiago del Estero, Argentina for Game 2 of the quarterfinals in the BCL Americas tournament between Real Estelí of Nicaragua and Quimsa of Argentina. Quimsa with a 1-0 lead in the series, but Real Estelí a 50-51 lead coming out of halftime as Quimsa quickly takes the lead back, 52-51. Alongside Andrew Hunt, I'm Craig Fado, and we are so glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from. Around the Americas or around the world, in the USA on FanDuel TV, and South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel. And Andrew Hunt, not that it necessarily is anything more than coincidental, but we saw Hebraica Maccabi take down a heavy favorite after losing by 30 points by doing it by outscoring Franca points in the paint. And while the gap was much larger earlier on, Real Estelí still a 28-20 edge in points in the paint in this game. And they are poised to send this series to a Game 3 after Ruiz ties it there with the three-point attempt.
Yeah, still anybody's ball game here, and both teams are coming out. We had that initial post up by, I believe, Galizzi. Find him on the floor here, but yeah, that was a great post up. The initial possession of the second half, and no lack of scoring so far. Ruiz hit that three.
Tough shot there by Ismael Romero. He puts Estelí back on top by 2, 56-54. Robinson thought about the three, wasn't there. Now Brasino. Barrios Ramirez misses the three-point attempt. Romero the flat-footed rebound. Now Kalen Lucas gets it to fall in. Lucas now with 6. Actually, that was Emmett Williams. Emmett Williams with 6. I thought I saw a 5 on his jersey. It was a 5, not a 1. So it was Emmett Williams.
Yeah, Lucas looks like starting on the bench again. He didn't start the game, came in and produced pretty well, and looks like they're doing the same in the second half here.
Oh, Ruiz, the defense left Emmett Williams all alone. And Brandon Robinson and Jimmy and Barrios Ramirez looking at each other saying, what happened there?
Was it you?
It's his first foul. Yeah. Somebody left him alone, and he just kind of leaked toward the baseline, and they found him wide open.
That was almost a headache for somebody.
First free throw too strong for Emmett Williams. Ordinarily an 86% free throw shooter.
For the record, that's what we say when you get dunked on.
Yeah, I figured that.
For the uninitiated, we're educating. Entertaining, informing, and educating. Maybe not in that order.
The Real Estelí lead now 5. Williams with 7 points. Biggest lead of the game for either team in that first half was 6. Galizzi fighting for the rebound with Romero. And who did they call the foul on? Ismael Romero doesn't seem to be happy. I'm gathering it was on him. Non-shooting foul. Oh, it's on Josue Arazo. And that's his third.
know that I see a foul here.
I don't either. I saw Romero more than Arazo.
I think it's pretty clear Romero had the ball. He grabbed the ball and came away with it quite easily, which would make me feel like, if I'm watching as a ref, that, okay, well, he came away with that ball so fast that I can't think that anybody's arm got in the way. And, I mean, maybe Arazo's arm kind of came down over. I mean, that's pretty light stuff on a rebound like that.
See them wiping the ball down. Currently 85 degrees in Santiago del Estero. Whew. With 74% humidity.
Yeah, get some ice cold. That's not hot mate they're drinking. You say it's mate is the tea?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, that's of the iced. It's of the iced variety.
Probably is. It's supposed to be 100 tomorrow here. 102 on Tuesday, 103 Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, they could have a game tomorrow.
Yeah, this is one of those times that I'm glad I'm remote broadcasting in my home studio, where it's currently a pleasant 68 degrees.
And we're saving on daylight.
Yes, we are.
I will stop with those jokes tomorrow.
No windows in my basement, so I can't really tell. Romero too strong on the second free throw. The lead remains 6. Which is the biggest of the game for either team. Robinson zips the pass underneath. Blocked! That was Arazo on that block.
This is where Estelí needs to make the push. Lock down on defense and then just try to extend that lead out a couple of points every 4 or 5 minutes.
Ruiz gets it to Emmett Williams. Strong off the glass and draws the foul. And Emmett Williams to try to complete the three-point play. He's got 9.
He's looking to repeat his performance from the other night.
Yes, he is.
Pretty impressive.
17 points, 9 boards, 3 steals in game 1. Averaging 14 and 8 on the tournament. And Williams gives Real Estelí a 9-point lead. Are we going to have another game 3? Robinson on the drive, gave it up to Galizzi, gets it back. Now outside to Basabe. Now Robinson for 3. Splash! Oh. What a tough shot by Brandon Robinson. He's got 16 on 4 of 7 shooting from the arc. Boy, did Quimsa need that. Ruiz turns it over. Quimsa with a 3-on-1. Racino, I'm not sure what he was doing there. But Quimsa ends up with the bucket as Basabe.
If I had to guess, he had the 3-on-2 and he thought maybe he would pass it, but he'd already gotten up in the air. So he just kind of threw it up there, trying to shoot it. And then a good decision once he got the rebound.
Yeah, but very nearly a disastrous fast break opportunity.
What's bad in that situation is because when you have numbers, and that's what kills me. This happens a lot in pickup ball. I'll yell, you got a 3-on-2. If they don't make it, if they don't convert, well, now guess what? It's 4-on-3, or 4-on-2 coming back the other way. Maybe 5 if that other guy runs. But whoever gets that ball on the defensive side, they're going to push the ball, and now it's 4-on-2, maybe 4-on-3 if one of those guys runs back. But at least one of those guys, their momentum's carrying them the wrong direction. So,
yep. Robinson misses the turnaround fadeaway, but he does draw the foul. So he'll go to the line for a pair. 86% free throw shooter, 4 of 5 in this game. He can get Quimsa back to within 2 after trailing by 9 just a moment ago. As you see Terrell Holloway protesting the foul call. Second foul on Holloway. So you can hear the official still explaining the call to Terrell Holloway over our courtside microphone. And the lead is cut down to 2. Now Romero kicked into the corner. 3 on the way. Hits the side of the backboard. And now Quimsa can tie it or take the lead with a tray. Robinson feeling it.
And not so much.
Up over the backboard and out of bounds. It'll be Real Estelí ball. And again, a 14-point advantage now for Real Estelí on points in the paint. We're seeing some old school basketball by some underdogs and having it pay off as Romero accelerates and lays it in.
The problem is their advantage on the scoreboard not as great as what we were seeing from Hebreka Maccabi. Quimsa's doing a good job sticking with him here.
And now Brasino throws it into the Estelí bench. I'm not sure Brasino wasn't bumped, which caused that errant pass, but David Rosario trying to get a substitution into the game.
Have we seen Kalen Lucas yet?
We have not.
I wonder if maybe he's one of the guys that just came in. Nope, doesn't look like it.
Nope, on the court for Estelí, Bishop, Garth, Holloway, Ruiz, and Williams. Open 3 for Emmett Williams. No good. Brandon Robinson, the rebound. Here's Galizzi. Has it stripped. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Real Estelí ball.
He used too many pivots. He needed to go up with that one. Once he got that low, he can go up over the top with the right-hand hook.
All 5 starters on the floor for Quimsa. Basabe, Brasino, Galizzi, Ramirez, and Robinson. I'm not sure I saw Basabe poke that out. Oh, beautiful feed from Bishop to the cutting Francisco Garth. Lightly used in this tournament. He's got 7 points. He scored 2 points in the entire event prior to this game.
He's the secret weapon. They were just waiting.
Yeah. Tony Bishop Jr. scoring to get it back to 9. And Enro Armea, surprised he didn't call timeout there because it looked like a couple of defenders for Quimsa, Fabian Barrios Ramirez in particular, just kind of stood there and tried to grab somebody to commit the foul. And now Barrios Ramirez gets fouled on his way to the hole. And that looks like it's going to be on Emmett Williams.
Yeah, I remember Barrios Ramirez.
They got Tony Bishop Jr.
I remember the other night, he reminded me of that guy at the Y that you don't understand why he's scoring so many points. He didn't seem like he was getting to the basket fast, but he would just get the ball around the free throw line, top of the key area, and just drive. And I mean, you know, he's not going up there and jamming with two hands or nothing like that, but he would just kind of use his body, get his space, and make baskets. I mean, he was effective for sure.
He'll knock down some three-pointers as well. He's shooting 40.5% from three-point range in this tournament.
Yeah, he's the guy you don't take serious, and then everybody asks, like, hey, you want me to guard him? And you're like, I'll guard. I got him. I got him.
Oh, acrobatic bucket there by Emmett Williams. And the lead back to 9. That is Estelí's biggest lead from earlier in this quarter. Now Robinson for 3. That's good! Same thing that happened before following the 9-point lead. Robinson hit a tough three-pointer, and he's got 21 now. Here's Kalen Lucas into the paint, turns it over, but gets it back. Now Garth kicks it out. 3 on the way. Won't fall in. And Juan Brasino. I think he wanted a foul call there, but the player on the floor was nothing he could do.
To me, Kalen Lucas drew the foul. He drew the offensive foul from Barrios Ramirez. It doesn't look like they called it. And then, so if you don't call that foul and you're laying in the circle like that, that's a foul.
You certainly can't call it.
You can't be in the circle.
Yeah.
So if we ignore what I think was an offensive foul, if I'm just to lay down in the semicircle under the basket and you land on me, then I fouled you for sure. No doubt on that one.
Yep.
But I guess they're just going to count the basket. I wasn't watching the basket. The basket went in, I take it.
Yeah, the ball went in, and that's what they counted.
Okay.
And no foul called either way.
I was just watching. I was just, gritting my teeth like, oh no, there's a guy about to land on another guy on the floor. That's bad.
Romero scores, and he's got 20 points. 38 seconds to play. Robinson for 3 again, and that is good. Robinson feeling it. He's got 24. Lead back down to 3. Coming up on 20 seconds to play third quarter. Lucas trying to drive, nothing there. Shot clock at 5. Finally kicks it out. Romero, the floater from 14, won't go. Rebound tapped and controlled by Quimsa. Shot clock off. Game clock at 6. Robinson, bounce pass to Sansimone for 3. And that goes behind the basket support. And the third quarter comes to an end with Real Estelí on top by the score of 73-70. Thanks in part to the outside shooting by Brandon Robinson. His team got down by 9 on a couple of occasions in that third quarter, and his three-point shooting has kept Quimsa in it. Quimsa 48% overall from the floor. 8 of 20 for 40% from three-point range. 18 of 21 for 86% from the free throw line. Estelí 57% overall. So the team's shooting very well overall. Estelí 5 of 16 for 31% from three-point range. 10 of 14 for 71% from the free throw line. Quimsa a 27-21 advantage on the glass. Estelí 9 turnovers, 12 for Quimsa. Individually, Ty Vecolici 12 points. Fabian Barrios Ramirez 4 points, 9 boards, 3 assists. Brandon Robinson 24 points on 6 of 10 three-point shooting. He's only taken 1 2-point shot and missed that. He's also got 5 rebounds. Bruno Sansimone 5 points, 6 assists. Federico Zezular has 4. Sebastian Acevedo, 2 points. Emiliano Basabe, 6 and 3 assists. Juan Brasino, 4 points, 4 dimes, 3 boards. Fortunato Rolfi, 2 points. And Eduardo Vasserani has 7. Everybody who's played for Quimsa has scored in this game. For Real Estelí, Josue Arazo, 1.4 boards. Francisco Garth, his tournament high of 7. Kalen Lucas has 8 and 3 assists. Ismael Romero, 20 points, 8 rebounds. Emmett Williams, 12 points. Cody Bishop Jr. has 9 points, 4 boards. Terrell Holloway, 7 points, 4 assists. Gerard Ruiz rounds out the scoring for Real Estelí with 9 points. He's also got 9 assists. There you see the sweat just pouring off of these players. As we said, 85 degrees currently in Santiago del Estero in Argentina, north central Argentina. Robinson on the feed. The two-hand jam by Federico Cesular. He went up and absolutely wrecked it. And Quimsa back to within 1. And David Rosario immediately calls timeout.
The rim rocker.
Goodness. Okay, so there was no timeout, but it was just a substitution. And somebody must have been whistled for a tee because Brandon Robinson is on the free throw line. It was on the Estelí bench as Robinson hits the first free throw. I didn't see anything, did you?
No, I didn't. The whistle blew. That must have been, they were immediately calling a attack, I guess. Not a timeout. We both thought it was a timeout.
So we are tied up at 73 following the absolutely destructive dunk by Federico Cesular, and then the tee. And now at the other end, Ismael Romero goes up and flushes the tip. He's got 22, and Estelí's back on top by a pair. Now at the other end.
There he is.
Yep, Vivian Barrios Ramirez ties it back up. He's got 6. Holloway. Gets it back outside to Romero. Holloway gets it back. He launches the 3. That is good! Holloway now in double figures with 10. Barrios Ramirez for 3, no. This way, Arazo the rebound. And now a whistle as they are going to I'm not sure what they're going to do. I think they're mopping up some perspiration on the court. I thought they were going to swap out the ball. See the fans, many fans with fans fanning themselves. Spectators with fans cooling themselves. Maybe a way to put that without using the same word so many times.
This game was so popular, even the fans had fans.
And again, 85 degrees at this time of night in Santiago del Estero. With 74% humidity, so it's a sticky one.
It's not a dry heat.
No, as summer is coming to an end in South America. Another 3, another bucket.
They're going to have
now
to start
Terrell
saving
Holloway
their
starting to feel it. He's got 13. Back-to-back trays by Holloway gets the lead back to 6. Estelí wanting the unsportsmanlike. Everybody airing out the underarms following the turnover.
A little known rule, but if your entire team can all put up the unsportsmanlike sign within 2 seconds of the foul taking place, the refs must honor it. That's I can't find it in the rule book, but right. Yeah.
Under the Synchronized Signalization Act of 2020, I believe.
I read it in a obscure sports quarterly. We got a lot of good stuff in there you've probably never heard of.
I probably haven't. So again, our officiating crew looking at the review: Andres Bartel, Daniel Garcia, and Alan Dos Santos. And on initial glance, I'm undecided as to whether or not that is an unsportsmanlike. They certainly didn't look at it very long.
I mean, he just got in the steal and immediately got fouled. I think that's...
Yeah, he didn't grab him around the waist or anything. I think he just kind of reached in and kind of hit him across the hip. I didn't think he was holding him up. And David Rosario, wanting a little better explanation, did not like it. So just a common foul, not an unsportsmanlike. Either way, it's still a 6-point lead for Real Estelí. Holloway for three. Yes! Terrell Holloway suddenly on fuego. 16 points. He's hit 3 3-pointers in a row to get his team back to 9 points up. There's Federico Zezular with the left hand. He's got 8. Will Real Estelí force a game 3 as Holloway fouled on the 3-point attempt? So he will get 3 from the free throw line. I mean, it's almost spooky, Andrew, how many parallels there are between this game and this series and Franca and Hebraica Maccabi. As you said, though, these two teams much more evenly matched, at least apparently on paper, than Hebraica and Franca. But Estelí, following the very same script, going into the favorites' home gym after taking a pounding on their own home floor. Having a huge advantage on points in the paint and possibly forcing a game 3. The points in the paint advantage now for Real Estelí, plus 16, 46-30.
Yeah, and Holloway has a chance here to not set this out of reach exactly, but because there's still 7.5 minutes, that's a decent amount of time, even if he gets us all the way to 10-point lead, that is. But obviously, I don't like being down. I don't ever like being down 10 points. If there's something you've learned from me, if I like being up 10 points, then I don't like being down 10 points, obviously. And that's just kind of my magic number. It's a good number to have if you're in the lead.
It's also a mental thing too, you know. Holloway misses the 3rd free throw.
Double digit. Yeah, I feel like I always like to think of that. What's a better way to tell my team 10 points? You know, it's 4 possessions. You know, you're really. Now in reality, I don't believe that, because the fact that I'm going to score 4 times and they're not going to score at all, that's unlikely. I suppose you could still give up 2 points and hit 4 3-pointers, but.
There's an example of a skip pass, which was a little too tall. Sailed into Quimsa's bench.
Somebody was open over there.
So now Quimsa. Galizzi off the square, no. Zezular the rebound. Robinson for three from the corner, too strong. Holloway has his pass intercepted by Robinson.
Zezular, dunk it.
And David Rosario.
They're calling for interference on that. Zezular was the one that grabbed that and threw it back in bounds and then ran all the way down the other end to tip it in. I think that was going in without his tip, but...
Yeah, and that's what David Rosario's contention was. Now that three-pointer short, Robinson the rebound. Robinson 25.6 rebounds. And Simone gives it up to Galizzi. He spins, comes up short, rebound tipped. And there for the putback, Sebastian Acevedo. And now David Rosario wants timeout.
San Simone, a good job tipping that over to Acevedo.
And the lead back down to 5, and Estelí just cannot put Quimsa away. 6 minutes to play, and suddenly you've cut that lead down from near double digits to a very manageable 2 possessions.
Yeah, see, I don't feel like I've coached that much, but maybe I do because I feel like I got a script for all these scenarios. I already got it in my head. If I'm down 5 points with 6 minutes, I just got to be better. I got to be 1 point better every minute than the other team. That's it, and I win. If I'm 1 point better for 6 minutes and I'm down 5, I win. So, you know, and at this level, I mean, I can get cut a 6 point lead down, and we just saw it. It was 10, so four points in a minute and a half. Yeah, so that kind of shows you how quickly that can go away.
Talked numerous times about how basketball is a game of runs. We've seen lots of them in this game. No huge runs. That's the biggest run for either team. For Quimsa has been 7, the biggest run for Real Estelí, a healthy 12. But occasionally you'll see a team with a 15, 16-point run, or you'll see an 18-3, 18-4 type run. I haven't seen any of that in this game.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think Quimsa really lets you do that. They're pretty good at, getting a basket here and there. If they don't have a run going, they make sure that you don't get too crazy without them scoring the ball.
Back underway following the timeout by David Rosario. Inside 6 minutes to play, 4th quarter. I won't say in the game because not only did we go to overtime last night, we went to double OT. Oh my goodness! Emmett Williams elevating, bringing it back and buggy whipping that one down. Wow!
Oh.
That's a nice way to come out of a timeout. Robinson for 3. Missed, rebound tapped back. Zezular controls, and Robinson has it again.
Estelí needs to get a rebound on defense. That is all because they didn't get a rebound.
Bruno Sansimone drains the tray, and he's got Quimsa back to 4.
The last 3 or 4 baskets for Quimsa, I believe, were all second chance shots where they got a little tip. I mentioned Sansimone tipped one over to Acevedo. He got a score on that. They just got the rebound on that, kicked it out for a 3. This is what I talk about when getting those defensive rebounds. They hold Quimsa to no points over the last 4 possessions if they get a defensive rebound.
And Quimsa was not going to let Emmett Williams go up again and deliver some filth. Acevedo commits the foul, and so Williams will go to the free throw line. 86% from the stripe coming into this one, 2 of 3 tonight. And I'm sure our production crew has that replay ready to go next time we get a dead ball.
He needs to ask why he's so angry at that rim.
Yeah, he did not treat it very respectfully. I mean, he got up and he knew he was going to kill it. Yeah, he just didn't dunk it. Like he brought it back, hung in the air, and just...
Yeah, I see him go up. I'm like, oh, he's dunking it. And then he, like, cocked it back even further. I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. This is going to be hard. Or, like, when they do that, I worry that they're going to get hung on the rim.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey! Brandon Robinson down Main Street and jams it. Wow. And after the 2 free throws missed by Emmett Williams, Quimsa back to within 2. Robinson now 27.
See, my pep talk worked. They cut the lead down in 1 minute.
I didn't know Robinson had that in him.
That's what he was saying after the dunk. He said, "You think I just shoot?"
Romero gets it back to 4. With 4 minutes to play. Robinson guarded by Romero. Now the 3 from the right side, and that is good. Sebastian Acevedo now with 7, and Quimsa back to within 1.
They know we can end it right here. If we just win this game, we don't have to play tomorrow.
Bishop, this jumper well short. And now Quimsa can take the lead on this possession.
Just think,
you a shiny right nickel that Brandon Robinson. I was going to say, I was going to bet you a shiny nickel that Brandon Robinson was going to shoot it on this possession. But instead of foul, that's going to be on Ismael Romero, his 3rd. First team foul on Real Estelí, just 3 for Quimsa. Very clean game in this 4th quarter.
What I was saying there is, if you're Quimsa, you know Real Estelí is playing a good game, and you say, you know, I could play this team again tomorrow, or I could just win right now, and we're done.
Oh, Robinson's layup attempt misses.
Better get back on D, though.
Oh, and a turnover. Oh, brutal.
He didn't.
Jared Ruiz.
Ruiz did not.
Thought he was going to have.
He left his feet and didn't want to let that go. Yeah. He shouldn't have left his feet on that one. That's another basketball 101. Once you leave your feet, you got to do something with it. So you better be sure you got an out with the ball.
The pass was too high for a player who was not even expecting it. Now Robinson misses again on a layup attempt that would have given his team the lead.
It's my opinion Ruiz basically threw that one away like a quarterback does when his receiver's not open.
Yeah.
His choice is to throw this where the defense can tip it and potentially go the other way, or just throw it out of bounds. I mentioned yesterday.
Cesular the block.
Yes.
Everybody has a guy.
That's a dead ball turnover.
And Federico Cesular is your guy.
I think he's Quimsa's guy. Oh.
Now
Williams on the other end.
The other end by Emmett Williams. That was a gorgeous no-look pass. And it looked like an easy bucket, but Emmett Williams says no.
And Galizzi was trying to dunk that, it looked like, too.
Ruiz back to Romero. He loses the handle. Now a 3-on-1 for Quimsa for the lead. Yes, and Quimsa is back on top. Federico Cesular puts Quimsa up 91-90, and he flexes with 1:49 to play.
Exclamation point.
First lead for Quimsa since early in the 3rd quarter when they led 54-51. Real Estelí pushed the lead out to 9 on 3 different occasions. But Quimsa reeled them back in, and now they have the advantage inside 2 minutes to play. Don't forget, one more game coming up after this one. Game 3 between Nacional and Halcones. 8:10 p.m. local time, 10:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And if this one goes to Game 3, we will be right back here tomorrow, 10:10 p.m. local time, 9:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight. Your guy, Federico Zezular. I want to see that filthy slam by Emmett Williams again.
Right.
I don't think we ever saw a replay on that. Look at the game Ismael Romero's having. 24 points, 12 rebounds.
He's been a little quiet here lately. I thought he was going to try to, well, he did kind of, but he gave the ball up first and then kind of got it back in not a great position. It led to that turnover that was the dunk for Zezular. It's just, his name's fun to say,
looking to get
the
game back. Shot clock at 5. Miracle three-point attempt, no good, and the Quimsa bench up after that defensive stand.
And guess who's D'ing him up? And he's been doing a good job for the last few minutes here. Zezular.
They trade out balls to try to get a dry ball in there. Racino, Galizzi, Ramirez, and Robinson, the starters for Quimsa, on the floor with Federico Zezular. For Estelí, it's Arasso, Holloway, Romero, Ruiz, and Williams. They're starting 5. And a foul before the shot. Just the second team foul on Real Estelí. Clock down to 1:06. And that foul is on Emmett Williams, his second. Zezular to inbound. Racino to his right. On the attack, draws the foul and score the bucket! Racino, just his 6th point of the game, but perhaps none bigger. As he puts Quimsa
about time
up
for
3.
math,
Holloway's
Craig.
got his 3rd foul. And Racino will go to the free throw line where he's an 84% free throw shooter. He has not attempted one yet in this game. Just inside a minute to play. What a tremendous quarterfinal we've had, regardless of the outcome of this game. Quarterfinals in this tournament have been nothing short of spectacular, as Racino completes the 3-point play to put Quimsa up 4.
That makes things interesting. I feel like I'm trying to be a little more aggressive right now if I'm Estelí. There we go.
That's what Romero does, and he counts the bucket. So Ismael Romero gets up, and he's a little...
He's cramping.
That's got to... Yeah, I was going to say, that's got to be a cramp. 26 points. You could see these jerseys are absolutely soaked. And we've mentioned it several times here. North Central Argentina, end of summer, 85 degrees, 74% humidity. So Romero to try to complete the 3-point play and get this back to 1. He does. Galizzi to Racino.
I think I'm trying to get to the basket here, see if I can
Hounded
draw a
by
foul.
Holloway. whistle. I didn't see what happened. I was watching Galitzi. He rolled to the hole and then kind of,
I think it was on Williams.
Short. Foul's on Terrell Holloway, his fourth.
That was on Galitzi's roll to the basket, I believe. He got kind of tripped up, I saw there. Must have been, I thought maybe he just, got tripped on the roll, but must have been Holloway got in his way.
Well, I thought he kind of, maybe got hung up and then came to a stop, but it looked like as he pulled up to a stop, it's almost like you see somebody feel something, pop or something like that. It did not appear that ended up being the case, but you've seen that a lot where a guy, tries to stop himself and then all of a sudden he grabs. So Leandro Ramea addressing his team in this critical huddle. No 94-93 Quimsa with 26 seconds to play.
Yeah,
on the floor for Quimsa.
If I'm Quimsa right now.
Yes, if you're Quimsa
right now. If I'm Quimsa right now. Yeah, I'm trying to get the ball to the basket, see if I can get somebody to help, and I get that backdoor cutter. You got Barrios, Ramirez, and Zezular.
Quimsa running a little bit of time here. Shot clock down inside 3, high off the glass. No. Zezular fights for the rebound, and it goes off of Holloway.
I can't.
Quimsa ball with 0.3 left on the shot clock, and Leandro Ramea wants a review to see if that hit the rim. Trying to replay it in my mind's eye, and I can't.
I don't think it hit the rim.
If it hit the rim. I don't think it did.
I don't even think he was trying to shoot. I think he was more trying to sort of pass that off the backboard to not Zezular, but Galitzi.
Yeah, they are going to review this. This is a critical.
I can't say enough how Zezular has affected plays like that with getting a rebound or a tip, or in that case, I think he got a hand on the ball and made Holloway tip it out of bounds to keep it from, because they had a 3-on-1 advantage there if they got the ball back.
And so they are going to review it. Once again, our officiating crew, Andres Bartel of Uruguay, Daniel Garcia of Venezuela, and Alan dos Santos of Brazil. Yeah, there's no question it went off of Holloway. It's just a matter of whether or not the ball hit the rim, and the shot clock should be reset to 14, which the shot clock would be off with 12.9 to play. And they will not reset the shot clock. It'll stay at 0.3 seconds. So you have enough time for a tip or a catch and shoot, maybe a catch and shoot, but no time for a dribble or a step. So you pick your best baseline out of bounds play, going to the bucket. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I didn't see it go off. I think they need to rack it a little bit prior to that, but either way. The tip from Zezular. They had a great play drawn up. And now Estelí with a chance for the win. 5 seconds, now 4. Ruiz from 15 feet puts it up off the square, and it's good! The prayer from Miguel Ruiz, or Jared Ruiz rather. My goodness, I didn't think that had a chance to go in.
Are you kidding me?
With 0.2 seconds to play, Jared Ruiz drives and spins and puts up the prayer. And now Quimsa takes timeout with 0.2 to play. Quimsa will need a miracle if they are going to avoid going to Game 3 tomorrow night. Andrew Hunt, these games just keep getting better.
And like I said, I think it was our game last night, if Quimsa comes up with a shot and make it to win this game over the shot we just saw, it's going to be crazy. It's already a crazy game. This will make it even more crazy. It's 0.2 seconds. We just saw 0.3 seconds on the shot clock, how difficult that was to get a shot.
Yeah.
It's unlikely they're going to have a good look at a shot here, but if they do.
I mean, Real Estelí's not going to let Quimsa roll it up. Well, they do get to take it. Side out on the offensive side.
Yeah, they get to advance the ball with the timeout.
Yeah, but I didn't think they advance it all the way to the offensive side of the floor.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought
I would think it'd be like half court.
So Brasino to inbound. The lob inside the tip. No, it will not go. And we will go to Game 3 as Ismael Romero collapses to the court in exhaustion and exhilaration. Romero leads his team with 27 points, 12 rebounds, and Game 3 back here tomorrow night. What a contest. Real Estelí, 95, Quimsa 94 after losing by 30. Estadio Ciudad in Santiago del Estero in stunned silence. I don't believe it. This has absolutely been, without question, the best tournament that I've ever seen. And we're still in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, this is setting up for a good semis. It's anything like this one.
It is. So for Quimsa, Juan Brasino 7 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. Tyvek Galitzi 12 points. Vivian Barrios Ramirez 6 points, 9 boards. Brandon Robinson 27 points on 6 of 12 shooting from the arc. He also had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Federico Zezular 12 points. Sebastian Acevedo 7. Emiliano Basabe 6. Fortunato Rolfi 2. Bruno Sansimoni 8. Eduardo Vasirani had 7. Should also mention Sansimoni had 6 assists. And Federico Zezular 2 blocks. For Real Estelí, they live to fight another day. Josue Arasso 1 point.